Yo, I'm back again. I just watched another video response to Doug Bay 654's why we prep, why some people are begging and hoping for the end of the world to come or the end of the United States, or some form of apocalyptic nature. And I watched Hibernazon, who is known as Irish. Um, and after I had myself a really good laugh, um, he did, he did. The name of his video is was it the Howl of the Wolf or the Call of the Wolf? Is what both basically saying that the primitive part and instincts of man is why some people hope for shit to hit the fan. So it's because they don't have enough fun and excitement in their life, and they're begging for a fight. Basically, every now and again they just want to go out and get into a fight, and that's how most people are. Um, he said that even the most daintiest of men, I think he was referring to the LGBT community, that if you fuck with them enough, even they will want to pick up a hammer and smack you in the head with it. And you're absolutely right. Um, but but three quick things off of that. I already named, like, some people, and this is also adding on to my own video response to Doug Bass. Some people do prep for just for the fun and excitement of prepping itself, and for the thrill of being able to get out in the midst of the chaos. Um, they look at different examples of riots that's happened across the United States throughout different events, whether it was out of anger, frustration, racial tension, um, police tension, or just riots just because. Some riots don't even make the shit y'all really the shit probably would really surprise you. Some of the riots are not as massive in nature, but it happens a lot more than what y'all think. It's not always brought on by a hurricane or something like that. There's a lot of little riots that happen all across the United States because they wouldn't have SWAT teams and with riot gear if it didn't. A lot of shit don't make the news. And it's not just one ethnicity that's doing the rioting, because it's not that many of us here to start with. Um, but yeah. And something he mentioned is very true, because I have a lot of people that are former military and former cops and whatnot that never got to be um, combat tested. A lot of them joined just to go be able to get in the midst of a combat and come back with all the medals and get the fancy parade and the horny little chick waiting for them on the curb that jumps into the arm. They can get a big kiss to her and swing her around, and they ride off into the sunset and live happily ever after. A lot of them do join and did join with those aspirations, and came home and never got none of that, and they feel like their mission is incomplete. And that's why I think some people beg for some kind of shit at the fan scenario, just so they can get to finish that mission itself, or get to live out some of that fantasy of being the big celebrated war hero. Two, he mentioned the enemy threats around the world. Now, that, depending on what type of SHTF scenario, that will be the least of your problems in the next example that I use. But let's say it's a EMP, or a, what's that other blast? It's another sun ray blast. Shit, I had it on the tip of my tongue. Damn it, I can't think of it right now. It's one of the gamma ray bursts, basically, that fries the electrical grid on more of a worldwide scale. In situations like that, everybody's life and world will be reset. You know what I mean? All of the things that we snub nose people for now, unless it's still in your possession, it's gonna go right out the window. Your money, right out the window. Most everybody's money is electronic now. Even if you don't have a um, debit card or credit card, most of the finances of the world is still electronic. There's no getting around that as far as the wealth and stability of the country as a whole. And as far as you as an individual, you might have your wad of cash hidden out somewhere, but as a whole, that still would crush worldwide economics to a halt, and that would cause chaos in itself because the people at the bottom now have an opportunity to eliminate their threats and their snub nosers from the top, um, and put themselves in positions of greatness by force, which is a method that's been used by many different races in many different places, many different countries, over and over again. Um, Part of the reason why we're fighting, why we got, shut up, Tracy, why we got soldiers and shit fighting across the world now. At the end of it all, it's really more of a fight over resources than anything else. Um, the last example, I'm gonna shorten this up. The last example is, of course, everybody's favorite topic, which is zombies. Because if there was a viral outbreak, just like the H1N, wait, shit, 7? Then there was a new one like the H5N7, something like that. H5N9. All of these are different flu strands that have been circulating and taking out people by the hundreds of thousands and within the last decade. And some of those flu strains had made it to America. Now, that's the flu example, but should there actually be a zombie outbreak? Some people prep for that because again, it will cause a worldwide reset of everything. Everything would have to be redone, reconsidered. Some people think that that's what is needed to knock everybody down a peg, to get them to go back to looking at humanity living for happiness and peace and survival versus humanity looking to enslave and oppress other people. Um, and just for fun factor, you're gonna need a hell of a lot more than your preps if we get invaded by aliens. I'm just saying, like all the rest of y'all examples will go right out the window. If you're not for humanity and you still want to be a lone wolf and all of that stuff, should the first spaceship drop down, this shit could drop down in Manhattan right now, and the world would shit itself. Everybody but me, because I'm waiting on them. I can't wait to see the first alien come by and make contact. And all of those people that think we're gonna nuke them and all of that shit. That first of all, that's fucking retarded. Y'all stop being in a hurry to nuke shit. Matter of fact, take all the nuclear bombs, everybody's nuclear bombs, and throw that shit in space somewhere. And let that shit fly. For y'all to fuck up the planet beyond repair. That's overkill. That's way over excessive bombing. That shit is utterly ridiculous, and y'all know it is. Um, yep. So that's my fun video on the topic. Um, Again, video response to Doug Bay's 654Y and Hibernazon's video response to his video, The Howl of the Wolf. Thank you guys for watching. I hope y'all had fun with this. And I hope, as always, that I provoke some thought and some nice discussions amongst the prepper community and abroad. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.